What's up, you guys? This is DYANAROZAY. Welcome to my channel. You see the thumbnail, so you know exactly why you're here. I bring a unique commentary to your favorite reality TV shows, news, and whatever is popping on social media. And I didn't even realize this, but I am a couple of months past my 2-year anniversary right here on YouTube. A lot of you have been rocking with me since the beginning, and some of you are new to the channel, but either way, I'm going to continue to be that unique voice on all things. You guys hit the like, subscribe, and your notification bell because that is how others find me. And I appreciate every single one of you for rocking with me. Now let's get into it. Well, things got a little raunchy last night on the recap, and the Maurice hive has officially been given a name, okay? You guys are being called dictators with a K. Now, it's definitely not cute. But is it accurate? Y'all can talk to me in the comments. And for the record, I didn't name anyone, okay? I just want to clarify that. If you have a problem with it, take it up with Maurice and Carlos. Okay, now let's get back to it. So if you was hoping that there was more to Maurice than what you see on the show, or what's been insinuated even by Kimmy and even himself, how he described himself as being oversexed, controlling, an undercover puppeteer, then in my opinion, the answer is no. The Scott brothers, Maurice and Marceau, the ones that we see on the show, they come across as the live and in-person B-side of that nasty-ass mixtape that your uncle used to hide in your grandma's or big mama's attic or basement. And if you had a chance to hear it, your face was frowned up like you was watching a lobotomy. And that's what happened last night. Maurice let it all hang out. Now, there's a time and a season for everything, and a lot of times people grow out of things, okay? You have real life experiences and like sickness, death, birth. You have events like marriages. You just grow up because you're getting too damn old to be the man you used to be. But the conversation I heard coming from Maurice last night, considering he's married to an older woman who has gone through some things, it sounds like he's a little delayed in getting there. Now, it opens with him clarifying that he's from Pontiac, Michigan, and not Detroit. And I did live in Michigan for just a brief time, so I don't know the difference between the two. If someone does, please let me know in the comments because they have been claiming Detroit since season 1. Now, Carlos and Maurice talked for about 45 minutes or longer, so I can only give you what stuck out for me, okay? It was a lot. But the first thing is he shared that he was from divorced parents, which we already knew, but that he was raised by a single mother. I think he said there's like 8 or 10 of them in regards to siblings. And the reason why this is significant to me is because when Kimmy did the recap, she shared a story about her and Maurice driving down the road. I guess it was very early in their dating. And then he out of nowhere says to her, "This isn't going to work out between us because you don't know how to let me lead." Now, if you guys listened to the video I did on that, you would have heard me say that that's insulting. And that it sounded to me like he was trying to break up with her. And that's one of those random ass dumb excuses you say to a woman. Because this man literally said he was raised by a single mother. And it wasn't just one of y'all. It was 8 or 10 of y'all. And if you believe yourself to be a good leader, then who in the hell did you learn it from? Your mama or your absentee father? Both Maurice and Marceau said that after their father left, they were scratching and surviving, sleeping on church floors for shelter and hanging in the chow line. And now you are dating a woman, a single mother who raised her son to grown, who learned a skill and was damn good at it, who's smart as hell, beautiful, well-spoken, and was taking care of herself and her child very well. And that intimidated you for some reason. But Carlos reminds him of what Kimmy said when she was on the recap. And he basically doubles down and said it was a non-negotiable. Basically, she's going to have to learn how to dumb herself down if she wanted to be with him. And what I also remember Kimmy saying that Carlos did not remind him of is that Kimmy said Maurice will fall short in his leadership. And she will often have to come behind him, do it, and then to protect his ego, make it seem like it was something he did. And he clearly prefers that, because if you guys would have watched episode 12, there was a scene between Kimmy and Maurice where Kimmy said, I tiptoe around what I say to Monster, just like I tiptoe around what I say to you. And he says to her, well, you shouldn't. And she gives him a look like like you could tell she wanted to cuss. But he plays in her face quite a bit because even when he's wrong, he needs for her to act like he's right. And that's unbalanced and unhealthy, that I have to lie to you about dumb shit to make you feel like you're the man. And if I don't, then you play mind games with me, because that's what it is. Then Carlos asked him to tell the truth on why he doesn't want Monster to do chores, especially if it's important to Kimmy. That's when Maurice again dogs Kimmy and says, because it's not important to him. So again, all of those scenes that we saw where he's like, just get up, just tell him to do it. When she's saying to you, I need you to enforce it, and you're trying to make her seem like she's being stupid with your eyeballs getting all big and just doe-eyed. I don't know what you're talking about, Kimmy. I am the heavy. I do back you up. Y'all, Maurice played in Kimmy's face so much about this particular subject that he had his ex-wife hop a plane and fly all the way down to Huntsville in order to make Kimmy think that he gave a damn about Monster doing chores. What he told Carlos King was, it's not important. He only wants Monster to think about success, to focus on success. He doesn't have to make the bed. He doesn't have to wash the dishes. I.e., he doesn't have to follow Kimmy's instructions. I.e., he doesn't have to respect her. Again, this is a man who comes from a pretty big family. I believe he said 8 or 10 of them. So were they not responsible for helping their mother with the chores? Then he talked about his preference for dark-skinned women with long hair. He actually said that him and Kimmy had a preference for dating darker-skinned people, but he ended up falling in love with Kimmy. But again, if y'all would have watched episode 12, okay, I said it in my review, there is a scene where Kyle walks in that house and Maurice doesn't say hello, goodbye, how are you? He literally just followed that woman with his eyes until she sat in her chair. And we all know our exes, so Kyle definitely knew that she stirred something up in Maurice when she walked into that room, which is probably why Kimmy seemed nervous and started repeating herself. Then, of course, they had to talk about Maurice's libido, okay? Now, Maurice shared that he needs to be serviced several times a day. He said the word need. Carlos specifically asked him to clarify. He was like, listen, there's wants and there's needs, Maurice. He said, I need it. Now, I've heard Kimmy say on the show that that is not normal and that he should definitely speak to somebody. But I repeat that with everything that Maurice has seen and done in his lifetime, he hasn't, and he doesn't believe it's a problem. And he is so selfish in how he thinks about this that he saw nothing wrong with Kimmy, who was in complete treatment to save her life, continuing to service him. And we saw Kimmy have moments where she was completely out of breath in some of these scenes. Walking from the counter to the couch took so much energy from that woman. But I guess he said, if you marry me, even in sickness, there is no breaks, okay? No breaks. Carlos asked, what's the longest you've gone without it? And Maurice said 6 months, but it was only because he thought that he had caught AIDS. He said that it scared him so bad, he ended up getting more involved in the church, even became a deacon, okay? This would have been when he was married to Kiowa, I believe. And y'all remember that Marceau said Maurice had no damn business getting married at age 23 anyway. So he was still a young man sowing his wild oats. Kimmy also said that she remembered a time before they started dating seriously when Maurice was out there in the streets dipping his paintbrush into any can of paint. And she claimed that she waited until he got it out of his system to date her seriously because cheating was a what? A deal breaker. But anyways, guys, with all the stories that has run rampant around these people on the show, the things they say actually gives it life sometimes. But y'all can let me know what y'all think about all of it in the comments, okay? Talk to me, please. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, hit your notification bell, and I will check you all on the next one.